Today is actually March the 25th, 2024, and this again is Shawn Dexter John, born of the Commonwealth of Dominica, but an American citizen, officially, culturally, by perspective, and per nurture. But yes, my official telephone number is 407-600-1760, and my date of birth is January 13, 1985. This is an emergency disclosure. I've explained to you guys what's going to happen over the next few weeks and so, and I did request. We are waiting to see if some of the NSA agents actually show up. I called the sheriff here at Hardee's. They're not going to have to show up later on, but this is part of some sort of just some sort of procedure just to see if the NSA agents actually show up today. They promised they were going to show up and start up some conflict with me, but they don't want to do so. I'm pretty sure of it. Okay, so you can see the sheriff out there. You can see one of my videographers, hired videographers, out there waiting to see if they are actually crazy enough. So that's not going to happen. They're not going to show up. And I have nothing to worry about. But anyway, I sent in or submitted to Google Books and Google Play a few work papers and work reports. I'm pretty sure it was at least 6 or 7. I'm not too sure how many actually. I think it was 6 or 7. So in 2 days or so, I guess by March 27th, 2024. You guys will be able to see that incrementally, 3 to 5 to 7 a day work papers and work reports within the Google Books and Google Play catalogs. Online catalogs will show up. It'll be able to show up in the search engine, Google search engine primarily. So I've submitted to Google Books, Google Play, 37 work papers and work reports for the most part, aside the legal article, the completed legal article, the New Society's Concepts and Their Perceptions of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality, which was originally published in 2022. It's the completed content of what was published in 2012 with iUniverse, a book sketch, 760 pages of the same namesake, the New Society's Concepts and Our Perceptions of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality. And so the original book, the book sketch itself, there's only one book sketch, and it was published in 2012. That book sketch itself was completely unedited, completely incomplete. The Constitutive Charter itself, it was clearly written by a genius who was either being deceptive or just not taking life seriously, but he clearly a genius. Okay, so I am that person who wrote the book sketch. I've written everything else under my name. Whatever I've purported as having been authored by me or written by me, I've done all of the work. I've done the whole conceptualization. Whenever it came to the communication of judgments and orders and stuff of that nature, I've done all of the work of communicating it. Okay, but when it comes to authorship of literary work, legal and political writings, and so forth, I did the totality of the conceptualization and everything else. Not just the writing or the transcribing and the publication and the editing of it and so forth, but the conceptualization, the invention where necessary of policy, and the conceptualization in refining traditional conventional policies for this particular contemporary paradigm into the next, and so forth. Or paradigm or policy for the next paradigm that we are entering right now, the order of integration, a paradigm I designed over the past 20 years. Ever since a kid, I've been working diligently to get to the point of being not only a natural-born genius, but a trained genius toward leading the whole planet into the next paradigm, which is going to occur over the next 2 years, and which is going to be announced as official with my presidency, my world presidency, as the first world president of the United Nations World Government in 2044, under my moniker, my corporate moniker and alias, Caladasan. I'm going to be a bit transformed by then, a bit more transformed for security purposes, as I have detailed. I am who I say I am, and I'm not going to have to reiterate this consistently as I have documented. But the divinity of the particular objective of myself isn't of an aloof nature. I'm not standoff at all. Okay, so I want you guys to be able to understand this. All right, so yeah, I might be able to upload or submit to or send in to Google Books and Google Play additional work papers and possibly some work reports. Having it is going to publish instantly. I'm pretty sure that everything. When I did sign up, when I did register with Google Books, I actually have two Google Books account. One associated with my Corinthian One at Gmail account, and the other associated with my secondary Corinthian One at gmail.com address, or my secondary one that Corinthian One at gmail.com address. But essentially, everything published under my name, clearly presented by me, in being consistent content I presented, clearly of my authorship and intent. So I'm not a violent person. I'm not a terrorist. I'm not a crazy person. It's our job in this particular situation, meaning the Central Intelligence Agency at INTERPOL, led by myself, to present to the world what's going to happen, and the safety and complete evacuation orders being sent out to New York City, and making sure that this global war that we have entered into, which will be announced over the next few weeks, officially will be the last world war, the last global war. It's going to bring an end to nuclear warfare after the war, where you're going to have an honest abolition of nuclear warfare and weaponry. And then we are going to have, and we are also going to have an abolition of continental militaries. We're going to have an abolition of isolationist philosophies and doctrines and so forth. And I'm always serious. If I say something that you guys don't like to hear, does not mean that I'm not serious. If I say something that actually goes against the grain of customary American or foreign policy or foreign-based policy, that does not mean that I'm not serious about presenting myself as the manager of the United States. That's not what I'm saying when I present new policy, when we, the Central Intelligence Agency and INTERPOL, present the new direction we ought to take. So we're getting in the way of this planned world war. We've intercepted, and we're going to have it staged, and we're going to make sure that no government and no alliance of governments or quasi-partnership will lead to another world war, or the use of nuclear weapons or any other sort of weaponry to kill millions of people in actuality, or anyone in actuality. Okay, so the moral lesson is going to be learned by the whole world, not just the United States, not just Russia, not just China, not just North Korea, not just Turkey, not just Israel, not just Iran, but the whole world, not just Haiti or the Haitian government, not just the Niger government, but everyone. Everyone is going to learn from this. I've learned what I've had to learn. And I've been placed in a position to be able to communicate what ought to be communicated without having to endure any additional detriment, moving further, moving on, so I want you guys to accept that. All right, I'm not a bad person at all. What has to be done to make sure that everyone is completely safe by standard moving forward, the whole global population, and not especially government workers, but especially activists within government and out of government who are working on behalf of the totality of the global population, and including us who are loyal to the American cause, Americana. Okay, guys, so that's my perspective. And that's the reality. I'm warning you guys, don't believe that anyone punched me or thumped me at the end of the first segment of this video recorded. We are intercepting you guys' communication, and we want you guys to no longer believe anything coming from any opposite end, meaning, opposing what I have communicated or presented of myself and my work and agencies. Do you guys understand? You guys understand? I'm sure.